Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're continuing Beneath the Steel Sky. This is episode 2 of 3. I don't think this series will go to episode 4, but anyway, made some good progress with episode 1. Anyway, it's Jamie Models Games, episode 2, Beneath the Steel Sky. Let's go. So at the end of episode 1, I managed to get the anchor from the Anchor Insurance Company by using Joey and his welding torch. I picked up the cable earlier on in the Longplay, so again we're going to combine the two together. We're going to combine the anchor and the cable together to create a grappling hook. Now earlier on in that video, I managed to do a few alterations to Mr. Gilbert Lamb's card. Gilbert Lamb is the supervisor of a pipe company. He doesn't know it yet, but unfortunately now he is now a D-Link. D-Link is the lowest of the low, and also his bank account is also a big fat zero. So basically, this card is absolutely useless. I'm still using the same card I took from Commander Reich's dead body. It works on all elevators apart from this one.
This card doesn't work on this elevator.
So mine won't work here. Gilbert Lamb's won't work anywhere. He can't even go into his own apartment. So what we're going to try and do now is basically go and find Gilbert Lamb and talk to him. And he's going to help us out and make our card work on the other elevator. So, we've got to wait for Joey and to go into the elevator and go up a level.
Come on, Joey.
Let's go, Joey. Here we go. Up one level. Okay, we arrive at the next floor up. Now, Gilbert Lamb probably doesn't realise it, but his card is not going to be working. I'm sure he's going to find out soon enough. There you go. Surprise, surprise, it's not working. In the meantime, we're going to check out this right-hand section. This is where the helicopter crashed. We're going to speak to the security officer.
What happened here?
Sabotage chopper crashed. Destroyed the hospital.
A hospital? That's tragic.
Could have been worse. It almost hit the factory.
So you reckon it was sabotage?
Things don't crash without a reason. I don't want to be a scaremonger, but it was probably the work of crazes from Hobart.
Hobart? What's that?
A rival corporation, Hobart City.
Do you mind if I watch?
There's nothing much to see. They've already scraped out the remains of the crew.
Were there any survivors?
Yeah, the dirty sab who caused the crash. But Captain Reich will deal with him. He's a living legend among security men.
Never mind.
Okay, let's go and help out Mr. Gilbert Lamb. Who's probably tried it multiple times, but no dice. It's not going to work.
Hey, Lamb.
He's not having a lot of luck with elevators today.
Do you have a problem?
Hi lad, I was hoping to see you. My card isn't working and I can't use the elevator.
Perhaps you've been made a D-Link.
Don't be so bloody impertinent, lad. What will poor little Couscous do?
Who's Couscous?
My pussy. She has to be fed. What would I do if she died?
Make a hat to match your coat?
I don't think that's very funny, lad. Besides, cat and beaver fur wouldn't match.
I could feed her for you, if I could get into your apartment.
You go down to Bellevue, and I'll authorise it so you can. By the way, Couscous likes to be pampered. Like all women, eh, lad?
Apart from D-Links, you mean? You need therapy, Lamb.
What's that robot doing here?
He's my personal assistant. Say hello, Joey.
Hello, Joey. Pity he's got no brain.
Right, so we're going to use the card. Because he cannot. Come on, Joey. Ours works perfectly.
Come on, Joey.
We've got a cat to feed. There you go. The designer's goal was to create a visual bridge between comic and video game graphics. Gibbons drew the backgrounds in pencil, starting with Rust, which then sent to Revolution to see if it was technically feasible. Once agreed upon, Gibbons would then make the final sketch. The pencil sketches were then coloured mainly by Les Pace. The backgrounds were scanned on a Macintosh as 24-bit 1000 by 1000 pixel images with 16 million colours, and then transferred to 8-bit 320 by 200 pixel images with 256 colours for the PC version. Right, we haven't known Gilbert Lamb very much, or very long, but we now have full access of his factory, and now we're going to his apartment to feed Couscous. Couscous is his pussycat. But anyway, he can't go into his own apartment, however I can. Now we're going to pick up the only item in this place, but first we're going to do what we said we're going to do. We're going to feed his cat. Again, not a particularly big apartment, but if he's happy, I'm happy for him. Bear in mind he's actually a D-Link. Right, feeding time for Couscous. There we go, fantastic animation. Right, we're going to pick up the video cassette. Good old VHS, I love it. Right, we're done here, now we're going to go out. Okay, we're done in this area. Let's go. Okay, on we go. Now, the backgrounds were designed so that the sprites would appear clear on the screen and would not mix with the backgrounds. Gibbons created the sprites using Deluxe Paint on the Amiga. Use the card. Steve Ince, who joined the team in February 1993, created a number of sprite animations, also painted some backgrounds based on Gibbons' sketches.
Come on, Joey.
Gibbons also designed the characters, although he found it challenging to get the characters' personality and expressions in the face that was around only 7 pixels wide and 9 pixels high with a limited palette. He would have liked to design the characters in a similar manner to Prince of Persia or Flashback, but Revolution wanted something more detailed. So the detail became a compromise. All character sprites are smoothly animated with around 20 positions each. According to Gibbons, about 75% of the backgrounds and characters he designed were used in the game. Right, we're going to go in here.
Seen anything of Obbins?
What do you want him for?
To mend a pipe in the power plant.
Can't you fix it yourself?
I wouldn't dare.
Well, I haven't seen Obbins all day. He's probably busy.
Right, so no matter the time, our card is good for some things, but not everything. It will not work with this door, but we'll try it anyway. Now, you can actually be killed here if you do it too many times.
Having a problem with your card?
Yes.
Let me check that for you.
All right, here's my card.
Looks just fine.
Really?
Must have been a glitch in the scanner. Yes?
I'd like a few answers.
Yes?
How do I get down to ground level? Who is Overman? Who is Reich, and why was he killed?
You can get information from the Linc terminal. Just who are you, anyway?
I'm here to inspect the building.
Yes?
That's right, routine inspection.
Yes? Heard anything about an inspection, Sam? What kind of an inspection, Norville? A routine inspection. Routine, oh? That's unusual. It's not convenient right now. Quit pestering me when I'm busy.
Okay, so like I say, we cannot use this door at the moment of time, but yeah, if you do it too many times, you actually end up like an enemy in a game of another world. You actually turn into a skeleton, and you turn to a bundle of ash. Right, so now we're going to use the grappling hook, which we created earlier on today, by using the anchor and the cable. Right, so we'll go back to the factory, and we're going to go back to how it all started. We're going to go to the area which didn't have a lot of space at all. Now, the transporter is still doing what it does best. It's working, it's not broken down. We're going to go up the stairs. But again, I love the animation of this game, it's superb. Okay, this door is still accessible. But of course, there's a big drop on the other side of it. Which is why we're going to be swinging like Tarzan, using the grappling hook with the sign.
This could be the most stupid thing I've ever done.
It's fine. Superb. Right, now like the wrench, we're going to use the cable again. So we're going to pick it up and use it again. Now these lockers at the back of the room are actually all locked. But what we need is in this next room. We're going to go into the Linc Interface. Now if you hadn't seen episode 1, I'll remind you of one of the things we need to do. We're going to use the ID card with the Linc terminal. Now we can use this card for multiple things, but some things are still not active yet. Again, go to the security services. Retina scan in progress. Right, view documents. So again, we've got the briefing document and the report document. Both of them are absolute gobbledygook. We cannot read anything apart from the title. And that's where this machine comes into place, plus a few other things as well. It's a little bit like virtual reality in a way. Thank you for using Linc, be vigilant. Right, we're going to use the Linc Interface.
It's the Linc Interface, and I don't like the look of it at all.
Right, the ID card. We're going to use it with the slot. And take a seat and enjoy. Okay, welcome to the Linc Interface. It's superb. Right, first we're going to do is pick up the ball. Now on this level, there are actually 2 eyeballs. Now if you get too close, it will actually zap you. It doesn't kill you, but it will actually disconnect you from the Linc Interface. Now we've got to try and blind it somehow, but also we've got to try and pick up the tune-in fork. We can't just walk up to it, there's a little bit more to it than that. Now at the top of the screen we have a different set of options. Now we have the open option, so we open up the carpet bag. Right, 2 items. Pick up the magnifying glass. Pick up the birthday surprise. Now we can't go up this top door because again we'll be zapped by the eyeballs. We go in the right side door. And this will take us to a puzzle. Now at the top of the screen we have a decompressed data and a decompress. We decompress the compressed data, giving us 2 passwords. And this is what we use on the floor to create a path towards the door. Now you've got to use the right password for the right section. And also pick them up as you go along. You only get 2 of them. Right, so we go up here. And we place it here. Place the password on the floor. Now we go over here and pick up the other password. So we use it for a second time. Right, up there. And we use it here. And we pick up this one again. So now we can get access to the right section. Okay. And down. And across. And down again. Right, we place it here, I believe. Password on the floor. Okay, superb. Now we head to the door. Here we go. Right, we pick up the bust. And we pick up the book. Now going back to those documents, up the top now we have a decrypt. What we're going to try and do is decrypt each of these documents. So decrypt document. And do that for all of them. Superb. Right, we're done here. So we've got to disconnect. Now up here there should be a disconnect button. There we go. Superb. Right, brilliant. So now when we use the ID card, now we can actually make sense of those documents. Okay, we're back in Linc, but for a few reasons. Right, we're going to go to Security Services number 4. Retina scan in progress. View documents. And now we've got an additional Phoenix document, and all 3 of these are readable. Right, special operative reference U088/H2 Reich. Subject Overman R. Maria, native of Hobart. Removed child in bid to defeat back to Hobart. Flight terminated in gap. Reference X937Y382. No infant remain found at crash site. Next page. Search all gap dweller camps in area. Return Overman to Linc at all costs. Subject has assumed the name of Foster. Report document number 2. Special operative reference U088/H2 Reich. No authority on record for increased status and promotion to supervisor. Unlawful intrusion. Suspected action level 3 surveillance. Phoenix number 3. Special operative reference U088/H2 Reich. The bearer is authorized to utilize Phoenix status override in the course of investigations. Special security services. Right, one more thing to do. Security services. We go to the special operations. Special status request. Right. Authority granted for temporary enhancement of Linc status. Agent granted access to all sectors. Duration 48 hours. We are done now. Exit. Be vigilant.
So my real name is Robert Overman. But why does Linc want me? And what's happened to my father?
Right, so now it's actually... we can use it for 48 hours. So now all doors, all elevators is not going to be an issue anymore. So we're going to use the ID card with the slot, and now we're not going to be killed by the floor panel. Pow! Superb. Okay, we're back at familiar territory. Now we've got to try and find, once again, and be reunited with Joey. But now we can use any door we want, any elevator we want, but only for 48 hours. We will be done much before then. Right, Joey should be around here somewhere. Dave Cummings wrote the dialogue for the game. The tone of Revolution's early games was born from the tension between Cummings and Cecil. Cummings wanted to be more flippant with dialogue, while Cecil wanted to be more serious. Right, use the slots. Their goal was to find the middle ground between Sierra's ridiculously earnest stories and the slapstick comedy of LucasArts games.
Come on, Joey.
For the voice acting, which was the only included on the CD-ROM version, Revolution used actors from the Royal Shakespeare Company. Only 2 days were spent recording over 5,000 lines of dialogue. Not pleased with the results, however, Revolution decided on the lengthy re-recording and realised that the voice acting should be used rather than stage actors. As a result of this, the speech does not always match the on-screen text, with English terms being Americanised. Cummings also used responsible for the score of the game, writing a specific tune for each of the main locations. Right, so now we can use this elevator. Bingo! Fantastic, here we go. Unfortunately, Joey doesn't.
Oh no! Joey must have forgotten he'd changed shells. I hope his board isn't broken.
I'm sure it's fine. Right, we'll take it with us. Superb. So now we're at the ground level. We're going to talk to the guard.
What's through that door?
It's off limits to the likes of you.
I just wondered where it leads.
It's the old cathedral. There's nothing interesting in there. In fact, it's empty.
Why guard an empty cathedral?
I'm not guarding it exactly. I'm just standing here.
Preventing me from entering.
Yes.
Do you know the woman with the dog?
Oh yes, that's Mrs. Piermont. The richest woman in Union City. And the ugliest.
What's the best way out of the city?
There isn't a way out.
Then the inhabitants are no better than prisoners.
That's the price of progress.
Never mind.
Right, okay, there's a lot of people to talk to on this level, and also there's a lot to do. So we're going to go left first. But poor Joey is now out of the equation for the moment of time. Right, we're going to talk to this guy, talk to the doorman.
Excuse me.
Hold it. Your membership card, please.
I don't have one.
This is a private club.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You do now. Piss off.
How do I join the club?
You have to be sponsored by an existing member. It's a most exclusive establishment. frequented only by those with the proper credentials.
You mean people with money?
No, people with credit. There's a world of difference. People with money think they can afford not to care. People with credit know they can't, but don't care anyway.
What goes on in the club?
If I was to tell you that this club provides recreational facilities par excellence for a clientele with elegance and taste, I'd be lying through my teeth.
You just said it was exclusive.
Oh, it is exclusive but seedy. The reason people come here is the cheap booze and the fact that it's off limits to security.
Do you know anyone who'd sponsor me?
What about old widow Piermont? She used to come here, years ago. If you chatted her up, she might sponsor you.
I don't know Mrs. Piermont personally.
Oh, you must have seen her, with her dog. Mrs. Piermont is the one with 2 legs.
See you later.
Okay, we'll do that in a little while. How am I going to go to this right section? Right, we're going to open this door. But first we've got to look at it.
Won't open. That's probably because it's locked. The door has an old-fashioned lock on it.
Right, so we use the card with the lock.
It's an old trick, but it still works.
Fantastic, here we go. Okay, we've got to pick up one item and one item only. We've got to pick up the secateurs. Superb, we're done here. Out we go. Right, now she's always walking around, walking her dog, so she should be fairly easy to find. There we go, let's talk to her.
Excuse me.
We need a sponsor.
Hello, darling. I don't believe we've met.
No, I'm a stranger here.
I'm Mrs. Piermont, but you can call me Danielle.
Do you know someone called Overman?
Why, yes, I do. He worked with my husband, Professor Piermont. Why? Are you interested in Overman?
He was my father.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. Overman's only son died in an accident.
That was no accident, Mrs. Piermont. It was deliberate sabotage by security. My mother was killed, but I survived. And I've read a document which proves it.
Incredible! Your mother was a great friend to me. If there's any way I can help you, just ask.
Hi dear.
How do I get out of the city?
Now, why would you want to do that? There's nothing in the gap but sand and savages.
But that's where I live.
Oh, how ghastly for you, my dear.
Would you sponsor me for the club?
If you're really Robert Overman, I'll sponsor you. But I don't want to visit the club. I'll call the manager from my apartment. Oh, come to Mummy, Spunky.
Well, we'll head that way very soon. In the meantime, we've got a few more people to talk to first. We're going to talk to the gardener.
Excuse me. Smart floral display. Are they real?
What do you think?
They look kind of shiny.
Naturally. I've just varnished them.
Do you paint the flowers too?
This is Union City, not Wonderland. You obviously know nothing about plants.
It's like Crocodile Dundee.
What are those blue flowers called?
They're dandelions. Don't touch them.
They're pretty. But why can't I touch them?
Because if you do, you'll wet your bed.
I haven't done that for months. Won't the varnish harm the plants?
Au contraire, Clever Dick. It filters out the crap in the atmosphere.
See you later.
Okay, now we speak to the little boy.
Hello. Who are you?
My name's Vincent. What's yours?
I'm Robert. You can call me Rob. Why aren't you at school, Vincent?
My tutor's malfunctioned. I tried to reprogram it to play video games.
Would you like me to repair your tutor?
I can do that myself. But then I'd have to go back to my studies.
What's that you're playing with?
It's my handheld games console.
Neat. What's the game?
It's called Fleecy the Lamb.
That sounds nice. What's the objective?
Torch the mutant psychos with your flamethrower and stop Dr. Mantis from butchering the orphans.
But that's horrible.
Yeah, I've played better.
What other games have you got?
Not many, 'cause they're too expensive. They're smuggled into the city from Hobart. I've got Nobby, the platform game, Onan the Barbarian, and Revenge of the Deadly Dandelions.
Dandelions? What color are they?
Yellow, of course. Everyone knows that.
The gardener told me they were blue.
He's mad. He's not a real gardener.
Don't wear out your thumbs.
Okay, we talk to the gardener again.
Excuse me. You told me dandelions were blue.
Did I? Well, what of it?
This boy assures me they're yellow.
Smart-assed little brat. All right, you got me sussed. I haven't had any formal training, but I've always dreamed of being a gardener. I love 'em, every little shrub and succulent. Those dainty blossoms waving their little stamens in the breeze.
All right, I get the point.
You won't report me, will you?
Why should I do that?
Okay, now we're going to speak to Mrs. Piermont.
Hello. Who is this?
It's me, Robert.
Come right in, Rob.
Let's go.
Welcome to my humble little home, Robert. You know, I remember you as a baby, Robert.
I've grown a bit since then.
I'm sure you have. You must have so many questions to ask me.
Yes, I have. What was the professor working on?
Didn't I tell you? Helmut was the designer of Linc. It was his dream, but he died before it was realized. Your father became the project leader.
So my dad was responsible for Linc?
Yes, he stepped into Helmut's shoes. Linc reached completion on the very day you were born. From then on, Richard changed. He spent more time with Linc than he did with his wife and baby.
Why did my mother try to escape?
But she did her best to cope. But she wasn't the same after Richard's rejection. The authorities never approved of her marriage either, because she came from Hobart. Eventually, she decided to return home.
So the bastards had her killed.
You're overwrought, Robert. Would you like some paracetamol?
I don't want analgesic. I want answers. Is my father still alive?
I've not seen him since my husband's funeral. What a magnificent occasion. I wish I could have stayed until the end.
You walked out of your husband's funeral?
I had no choice. Poor Spunky hates cathedrals. All that incense and droning makes him bilious. No sooner had I got him outside than up came his breakfast.
Who the hell is Spunky?
My dog, of course. Now, where was I? Well, when I got back, they were all gone. Congregation, choir, coffin and all.
Are you gonna sponsor me now?
If that's what you want. I'll telephone the manager and make the arrangements. This won't take a moment.
Okay, we need one item from here.
Is that Mr. Coulston? Danielle Piermont here. I have a friend I wish to sponsor.
Right, we need dog biscuits. But we can't do it with the dog there. We've got to try and draw him away. Luckily, we have this cassette tape. We're going to place the cassette tape in the VCR. Which is a video based on cats, which is going to get his attention. Superb. Now we've got to look at the dog bowl.
It's full of biscuits and dog drool.
Okay, we pick up the dog biscuits. Now, amazingly, with the dog barking, Mrs. Piermont does not batter an eyelid. But we're done here. We've got everything we need. We are going to be sponsored, so now we're going to go through the exits. We're done here. Okay, we're done here. Now, there's still a few more things to do, but now we should be sponsored. Once you're sponsored, then you go into the club. Now, on the left side of the screen, or this level should we say, there's actually a courtroom, which I believe is closed. And we've also got to try and get access to the cathedral. But we've also got to try and get into the club. There's a lot to do here, but now we should be able to do so. Now we've been sponsored.
Excuse me.
Hello, Mr. Overman.
How did you know my name?
You're a member now, sir. It's my business to know all our members.
Can I go in now?
Certainly. But you're in for a disappointment.
How come?
It looks smart with the lights turned low, but in daylight, it's a flipping toilet.
Never mind.
It'll do. We'll go in. Okay, welcome to the club. Not a busy club, but a club nevertheless. Now on this bottom section there's actually a door with a thumbprint plate to the left of the door. So we've got to try and look at it and find out why it only works with certain persons' thumbprints.
There's no sign of a lock or a card slot.
Nope, just a thumbprint plate.
There's a thumb-sized indentation in the plate.
Right, so we've got to talk to the barman. Now on the left hand side there's a jukebox, there's Gallagher, also the owner of the club. We'll speak to him very soon. In the meantime, we've got to find a little bit more about this mystery door.
Excuse me. Can I have a drink, please?
No chance.
Why not?
House rules.
Excuse me. Where does the locked door lead to?
To the wine cellar. Carlson's the only one who can open it. It's programmed to read his fingerprints.
Who's the lady?
What lady?
There's only one woman in here.
Watch what you say. That's Bouncing Babs.
Why is she called Bouncing Babs?
Can't you guess?
She's famed for her pogo stick antics?
You're remarkably astute, pal.
What are the band called?
The Hot Club Quartet.
But there's only 3 of them.
Yeah, the saxophonist OD'd last month.
Did the saxophonist OD on drugs?
No. Too much sax. He got overexcited and ruptured his lungs.
Do the rules prohibit me from drinking?
No, you can drink all you want. but I can't serve you.
You are the bartender, right?
Well, I'm not the cabaret.
How come you can get a drink and I can't?
I told you. It's the house rules. Holston would fire me if I gave you a drink.
Never mind.
Okay, now we've got to speak to the owner of the club.
Hi. Mind if I join you?
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Overman. What do you think of the club?
The bartender won't serve me.
That's because you're a probationary member. Don't blame Barry, he's only doing his job. The liquor laws have been tightened since last year's Baby Sham riots.
Hey, get on with the game, Colston.
Alright, no need to get excited. I'm Colston, the manager of the club.
Pleased to meet you.
Now on the table is actually a glass, which we've got to try and pick up, but we can't do it yet.
Hey, get your hands off my drink, Buster.
Right, so we've got to try and get a thumbprint, but we'll do it later on today. But anyway, now we know what to do. Okay, we wasn't in there for very long. Right, now we've got to try and get access to the entrance to the cathedral. And we do this by using Spunky the dog biscuits, a plank of wood, and a pulley. So we place the dog biscuits on the end of the plank. Then we wait patiently, wait for the right time, and the dog is going to get the shock of his life by using this pulley system, because he's going to fly like there's no tomorrow. So we're going to get in position. Medieval Sky was presented at the European Computer Trade Show in the London Business Design Centre in April 1993 and at the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago in June 1993. According to French magazine Generation 4, the game was supposed to be released by the end of October 1993. Various playable demos of the game were made. One was added to the first issue of PC Gamer, and Amiga demos were added as cover discs to several Amiga magazines. Right, he's barking, so now we're going to grab the rope. We should then make Spunky go onto the plank, and then we're going to let go of the rope. There you go, we can fly!
What was that splashing noise? Where has Spunky gone? Officer Blunt, come and help me, quickly!
So basically now he'll leave his post, which leaves us open to get into the cathedral, which apparently is an empty cathedral. We'll find out soon enough.
Just for a second, you scared me. But you're only dummies.
All dummies look the same. Right, two doors. The one on the right you don't have to go into. It's a ventilation shaft. But the one on the left is the one we want the most. Now, there's nothing to pick up here. Nothing to pick up whatsoever. But we are going to have a surprising find. We have these lockers. Now, none of these doors are locked. But each one of these contains a dead body. However, the one we need to know about is the one in the middle. That one's even got just a single head.
Oh no, not her. Not Anita.
It's Anita. Didn't end well for Anita.
She appears to have been exposed to radiation. Her skin is burnt and blistered.
Right, that's all we need to know here. So, we backtrack. We actually leave the cathedral altogether. So, a very, very short and sweet visit. Okay, out we go. Okay, we head back to the factory. We use the elevator door. Medieval Sky became the second game to use Revolution's virtual theatre engine after Learn the Tempest. According to Cecil, the original version of the engine seemed less applicable in Medieval Sky, as the ability to issue commands conflicted with the gameplay they intended to create. Learn the Tempest had one story that was moved forward by a key event, whereas Medieval Sky had multiple threads. In one way, this presented them with exciting gameplay opportunities, but in others, it cordoned off more ambitious ideas in terms of multilaterality. Right, use our second elevator. As a consequence, some of the engine's features were scaled back. Tony Warner and David Sykes, both Revolution co-founders and programmers, had to update the engine, which was part of a new deal with Virgin Interactive. As an example of the change in the updated engine, Virtual Theatre 2.0, Warner explained that in Learn the Tempest, the system controlled everything. For instance, specific routines to a door, So if there was a door on screen, the door routine was called up to handle it. The consequence was that every door looked the same and acted the same, so if a door was somewhat different from the last one, it caused a problem. This was changed in a new system. It was object oriented and no distinctive was made between a proper object like a door or a key. My lord, that was all to read. Anyway, we'll go in here, but of course we've got to be protected. So in this middle locker we find a set of overalls. Right, we wear the overalls. Without them, we'll be killed, believe it or not. But only when the reactor door is open. Now we've got to use the link to open the door. But this one, we don't have to use a card. Right, we've got to pick up one item. We've got to try and open up this huge metal door. But now we're protected, we won't die. Right, so we have the display reactor status. Initiate shutdown procedure. We need number 2, open reactor door. Exit. There we go. In we go. Right, in here is one item. We pick up the Linc card, which turns out to be Anita's card. So now we are the carrier of 2 cards. And both of them don't actually belong to me. Right, we're done here. So we're going to do the sensible thing. We're going to shut the door and make it safe for others. So again, number 2, close the door. If you don't close the door, then the person can walk in and kill someone else. You can possibly kill the supervisor, but it's probably still trapped on one floor. Anyway, we're done here. Now we're going to go back to the locker and put our coat back on. And again, great animation. And he's got a teddy bear jumper. Superb! So now we've got a second card we can use for the Linc terminal. And like the Linc terminal, the additional card has additional features, including the blind, which you couldn't use earlier on today. The blind doesn't feature on the card we had earlier on today, but Anita's card, it does. So we've got to go back and we've got to find that terminal once again and use it. Okay, here we are again, and again the card will work perfectly. So use the card with the slots. Okay, here we go. So like before, we're going to use the Linc Interface, but this time we're using Anita's card. So use Anita's card with the slots. Right, on we go. Okay, we arrived for a second time, but this time we're using Anita's card. Now this one we'll be able to capture the tuning fork because we have the blind icon. Now believe it or not, we use the blind icon to blind the eyeballs. Now the 2 eyeballs in this area, both could be blinded, but both of them are different amounts of time. That one is about a minute, this one is literally a blink of an eye, about a second. So blind it and get out of there as quickly as possible. Right, we've got a Crusader. We cannot defeat him at the moment of time. In the meantime, go to the exit. And again, do it quickly before the eyeball returns back to normal. It should be okay, it should be. Right, pick up the tuning fork and get out of there. Superb. Right, we go to the well. How have I got to do a little bit of editing first? Right, basically I had to reduce the volume of the music because otherwise we're going to hear what Anita's going to say. This is the playback. We use the playback with the well.
If that's you, Rob, listen carefully. You're the only one who can help. I was supposed to make contact with an agent from Hobart. Trouble is, the rendezvous was in a park on ground level. And now I'm a D-Link, I can't get there. The agent's name is Eduardo. I don't know how you'll get to Linc. But beneath the city there are tunnels. The remains of the old subway. That could be a way in.
Right, of course, that is the gardener, also known as the Crocodile Dundee lookalike. But anyway, we're done now, we're going to disconnect. Okay, we are now done. We're going to use the card and get out of here. I'm going to find the gardener. Superb, on we go. Okay, Jamie, that's more enough footage. That is episode 2 complete of Beneath the Silver Sky. One more to go, and this series is done. Hopefully you join me for episode 3. Until next time, this is Jamie from Wallace Games. Please like, comment, share, please subscribe to the channel, Facebook fan page, please on Twitch. Just type in Wallace Games, you'll find it fairly easy. Please remember to click the bell icon and notify you of each other. Fantastic. All these little videos you haven't been making and live streams on Friday night, you can try vote clocks my week. Ciao, bye, see ya. Right. Possibly a slight echo here, quite possibly. However, I'm getting a major tangle here. Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're playing on the C64. Jamie's C64! However, this was brilliant on the C64. Which was sent to Revolution to see its... the pencil sketches were then coloured Jamie, your tea's going cold. The backgrounds were scanned on a Macintosh as 24-bit, 1000 by 1000 pixel images with 64-bit. Right, okay. Now we've known Gilbert Lamb for about 20 minutes. We also have full access to his... According to Gibbons, about 20... Okay, not a lot in here to pick up, but we're going to pick up the second...